are looking at Algae Oldham Gymnasium on the south side of South Bend, where tonight it's a possible preview of the LaPorte Sectional. The Michigan City Wolves come a-calling on the Riley Wildcats on this edition of the 46 Game of the Week. And how you doing, everybody, with the Hall of Famer Bo Hunt? Chuck Freeby, Craig Heatherly is courtside as usual. Great to have you with us for our prime time showcase of high school basketball on TV 46. And Michigan City deserves the showcase. The Wolves are 8-3. Tom Wells has a bona fide star in Jamie Hodges, but he's pleased with what's building up around him too.
I think one of the biggest things with this team is how they're building and how they're preparing for that sectional, because one of the goals for this team, they have never won a sectional championship at Michigan City. Michigan City has never held that title. Hodges, Wells, this whole team, that's their goal, and this is their first preparation for it of the year.
They take on a Riley team tonight that comes in with a record of 7-6, and to be honest, that's really emblematic of Alex Daniels' club. They have been alarmingly inconsistent this year. They show flashes of brilliance, and sometimes they look as young as what they are.
I think that's the biggest thing, because they're such a young team. They're going to have their highs, they're going to have their lows, but it's learning from those lows and not going on those big streaks. They've been fortunate enough to win one, lose one, win one. They come right back, and I think that's the biggest thing with this team is they're learning how in defeat, how they can get better.
The former Mishawaka standout, Craig Heatherly, joins us. He is excited tonight. Not only are we finally in a gym that he once played in, but I know you're looking forward to seeing some offense tonight too.
Chuck, you're exactly right. Both of these teams really know how to score the ball. They're going to try and fly up and down the court, push the pace, but most importantly than pushing the pace is being more efficient. So looking to see which team's more efficient tonight. Who's going to make the extra pass, and who's going to turn great shots, good shots, into great shots. I'm excited for this one, Chuck.
We got the Wolves and the Wildcats, and there could be a whole lot of howling going on in this one. The St. Joe County Police Department pregame show and the Jordan Automotive Keys to Win come your way next on the 46 Game of the Week.
This is the WHME TV 46 High School Basketball Game of the Week. Brought to you by Bill's Heating, Health Markets Tony Letcher, St. Joseph County Police Department, Martin Supermarkets, Interra Credit Union, HealthLink, Jordan Automotive Group, TCU, Electrical Workers, Crown Trophy, St. Andrews Products, Imagineering Finishing Technologies, and the IHSAA.
And this edition of the TV 46 High School Basketball Game of the Week being brought to you by the Jordan Automotive Group. Simple, easy, stress-free. Welcome back inside Algae Oldham Gymnasium on the south side of South Bend. Michigan City and South Bend Riley getting together for a pre-sectional matchup tonight. And it's time now to look at our St. Joe County Police Department pregame show featuring the Jordan Automotive Keys to Win. Let's start with the visitors from Michigan City, and their key player is the 5'10 senior Jamie Hodges. He is one of the top 5 players in Michigan City history with nearly 1,500 career points. This year, he's averaging 19 points and 4 rebounds a game, but he's missed the last 2 games with illness. He's back in the lineup tonight and will try to give it a go. He'll need some help from Alan Briggs, the 6'2 junior, who's had a very nice season, averaging 15 points, 3 rebounds a game, starting to get some more college looks. He leads this team in assists and steals. The keys to win for the veteran Tom Wells and the Wolves.
The keys to win tonight for the Wolves, they like to get out in transition, so they want to get those live ball turnovers to get out in transition easier. Speaking of transition, they need to play great defense on transition. They want to stop it as well and guard the arc. Riley's going to shoot a lot of threes, and they need to make sure they get out and guard that arc. Tom Wells' evaluation of his club.
Meanwhile, the Riley Wildcats come into this game with a record of 7-6, and they are led by a dynamic but very young sophomore backcourt. Marvin Schindler is their leading scorer for the season. He only stands 5'8", but he's averaging 15 points a game. He's a slasher, but he can also shoot it from the outside, and he leads the team with 16 steals. And he gets some help from Jalen Barbera, the 5'10 sophomore, averaging almost 11 a game, but also this big fella, Peyton Baird, a 6'5 junior, scoring 9 points with 5 rebounds a game. And the reason we think Baird might be a key tonight is he is a big man that can run the floor, and that's a weapon that Michigan City, quite frankly, doesn't have.
Yeah, the keys to win tonight for Riley, they need to make sure that they take care of the basketball. Most importantly, with this young squad, they cannot have turnovers, and they need to play with the pace. They can't just sit around. They have to move the ball and play with their pace and dominate on the glass. They need to box out. They need to find bodies. Alex Daniel and what his team needs to improve on.
Just the physicality portion of the game. I think, a lot of our roster is a younger group that either one hasn't played a lot of varsity basketball or two is just young in age. So we're still learning. I think we grow every game, win or loss. So, but the physicality portion, rebounding the basketball, loose balls, and just being physical on the defensive end is going to help us, as we get closer to sectional time.
I thought Tom Wells sounded a little low on the audio. In fact, not at all. So we've fixed that problem, and we get a chance to hear what the Michigan City coach had to say about his squad.
Well, I got to tell you, if you were going to tell me we'd be where we're at, I might have had a few question marks for you. But no, I feel like we're in a very good spot. 8-3, and we hopefully we've battled through the injury bug, through the sickness bug, because we've certainly had our fair share of it. But no, I like where we're at. Didn't get off on the right foot in our conference season opener last Friday, but nevertheless, big picture in mind, everything starts gearing towards March already. So no, I like where we're at, and I think we're playing well.
Now you've heard from both coaches. You've seen the players from both teams. It's time to rock and roll on the south side here at Riley. The Wolves and the Cats coming up on 46. And this edition of the 46 Game of the Week being brought to you in part by Intera Credit Union. Excellence, integrity, and invested. The starting lineup's being introduced to this Tuesday night crowd. We've got them for you, too. Here's Bo Hunt.
Michigan City starting lineup tonight. Number 3, Alan Briggs, the 6'2 junior, averaging 15 a game. Number 11, Jamie Hodges, 5'10 senior, averaging 19 a game and almost 1,500 points on his career. Number 20, Andrew Vicari. You'll see him at halftime, one of our student athletes. 6'1 junior, averaging 4 a game. Number 23, Marcus Day, the 6'6 senior, averaging 3 a game, 4 rebounds a game. And number 24, Jameer Nelson, a 6' senior, averaging 5.5 a game. And for the Riley Wildcats, sponsored by the South Bend Riley Athletic Department, number 0, Peyton Baird, the 6'5 junior, averaging just under 10 a game and 5 rebounds. Number 1, Jalen Barbera, the 5'10 sophomore, averaging just under 11 points a game. Number 5, B.J. Williams, the 5'10 sophomore, averaging 7 a game. Number 10, Marvin Schindler, the 5'8 sophomore, averaging 15 a game. And number 24, Manny Hill, the 6'1 junior, averaging 8.8 a game. There's your starting lineups, the South Bend Riley Athletic Department.
This series history has been very tight over the years between these two schools. It dates back to 1996. Michigan City leads it by 1, 11-10, and that's thanks to the win last year at the Wolves' Den, 69-45 over Riley. The officials for tonight's game, as assigned by the IHSA, that's Dave Spencer down at the bottom of your screen. Raleigh Thill is in the middle. Richard Gunn up on top of that troika. That is a veteran crew, but those guys aren't going to be kicking around forever. We need some young blood in the game, and the IHSA encouraging people to join the athletics and join in as officials at no matter what age you are.
Need officials out there, need to get them, need to be young guys getting out there. Even if you're middle-aged, even if you're a little older and you haven't done it, get out there and we need some more. Talking about the uniforms tonight, here's a check on the uniforms brought to you by St. Andrew Products. The Riley Wildcats wearing the white jersey and shorts, navy numbers and letters in the yellow trim. The visiting team, the Michigan City Wolves, the navy jersey and shorts, gray numbers and letters in the gray and white trim. These teams look great, and so can your team. For the finest in apparel and promotional products, contact St. Andrew Products at sales@standrewscorp.com. And the opening tip tonight, sponsored by Cable and Ace Hardware.
And the tip is won by the Riley Wildcats, who come in with a record of 7-6 on the year. They have wins over teams like Merrillville and Northridge. Their worst loss came at the hands of St. Joe. Drive to the baseline, and the jumper is awry, as it was taken that time by Caleb Francis. So here comes Michigan City. Jamie Hodges leaves it off underneath, and the ball knocked away. Here come the Cats again. Manny Hill had it taken away, and the action is fast and furious in the early going. Andrew Vicari outside for the 8-3 Michigan City Wolves. Michigan City with wins over Mishawaka and Fort Wayne North. Their worst loss came at the hands of South Bend Adams. Briggs outside. That's Jameer Nelson off the mark from 3, and the rebound to Schindler. Schindler drops it off, but the shot blocked and a foul called. It'll be on Jameer Nelson, his first, and it'll send Riley to the foul line. You get another look on the Purdue Northwest College of Nursing replay.
Yeah, exactly what Riley wants to do. They want to get up in transition, run the court, push the pace of this game for sure.
Caleb Francis shooting the free throws is a 43% foul shooter on the year. He's a 6'3" senior. And Francis' first one is nothing but the bottom of the net. Of course, we saw a lot of Caleb Francis during the football season, the co-MVP of the NIC South, where he made himself into a terrific receiver. But apparently there was a lane violation on the first free throw, so take the point off the board for the Cats.
Yeah, what an athlete Caleb is. Just a great football player, and one of those guys that just kind of comes out of the woodworks, and all of a sudden you're like, man, this guy needs to go someplace and play football for sure.
Well, maybe there wasn't a lane violation. Scoreboard shows 2, so we'll go with 2 until we can get further clarification. Hodges on the outside. Jamie Hodges got through the double team, but lost it off his foot and out of bounds. Good sportsmanship by Peyton Baird to help him up. You look at the veteran Tom Wells. He has been coaching a long time. His first coaching job came at Prairie Heights High School back in 1987, just a year out of Trine University. Travel called on Riley as Manny Hill moved the Puppies.
One of the things with both these teams, they're really going to get after it and get up in your face a little bit too. So they're going to cause these turnovers. But one of the things they want to get is, like we talked about earlier, is those live ball turnovers so they can get in transition a little bit faster.
Briggs over to Hodges. Nelson leaves it off for Briggs. And Briggs with a beautiful spin move in the left-hand layup. Alan Briggs, averaging 15 points a game, gets the game's first field goal at the other end. A foul called on the floor against Michigan City.
Briggs, you'll see here right here in the replay by Briggs, the Purdue Northwest College of Nursing replay. Briggs, one of those guys that really came on this year, didn't get a lot of publicity last year, but it's really been a pleasant surprise for Tom Wells this year.
And then Riley loses the ball out of bounds, already the third turnover on the Wildcats. And Alex Daniel will go to his bench as B.J. Williams checks in for Manny Hill, who's struggling early on. 2-2 tie. We haven't even played 2 minutes. Alan Briggs on the outside. There's Jamie Hodges. Hodges draws the foul as it's called against Caleb Francis, and that's the first on Francis.
Nursing is the fastest growing profession in America. Now at Purdue Northwest, you can get the best of nursing education in a brand new state-of-the-art facility. Earn up to $95,000 a year. Work anywhere in the country. For more, visit pnw.edu.
Alan Briggs again trying to spin move. This time it's better defended, but he still scores anyway. So Briggs showing the ability to go down the left side of the lane. Francis kicks it outside, and the 3 is off the mark that time, but the rebound is Schindler, who puts it up no good. And nothing falling early on for the Cats. Here comes Michigan City. Hodges lost his footing. Turnover. Riley has numbers. And a wild fling and a blocking call against Michigan City.
Looks like that's going to go on Marcus Day. Day just didn't have his feet planted and got right under the hoop on that. You'll see here on the Purdue Northwest College of Nursing replay. Yeah, he was moving, just kind of slid right in his path.
That'll send Jalen Barbera to the line, 59% free throw shooter. 5'10" sophomore scoring 11 points a game. He couldn't get that one to go. As a team, Riley shooting 68% from the foul line this year. That's one of the better marks that we see in the area.
It's one of the better marks we see in the area, but we still talk about the free throw shooting. That it's been like that for the last 5 to 10 years. Just is not that high of a quality thing anymore.
Hodges misfires on a 3, and then we've got an undercut by Riley. B.J. Williams had fallen down in the lane, but wound up taking out the ankles of a Michigan City player. You'll probably get a good look at it here on the Purdue Northwest College of Nursing replay. Williams is laying down in the lane, and he takes the legs right out from under one of the Wolves. Briggs lost the handle that time, and Riley has numbers. Baird had it poked away from behind then, and here comes Michigan City the other way. Briggs lays it up and in. So Allen Briggs with all 6 for the Wolves. Meanwhile, Francis with the drive. Caleb Francis with the first field goal of the game for Riley. And it cuts it to 6-4, and then Michigan City, we'll have to see, stepped over the end line inbounding, and that is the 5th turnover on City in the first 3 minutes.
Wow, we got 9 turnovers total in this game between the two teams. Just little errors like that, just getting ahead of yourself.
Brighton Franklin comes into the game now for Michigan City. Peyton Baird handling on the outside. The wing jumper too strong. Michigan City with a rebound. Hodges in transition. Goes down the lane, and a charge called on Jamie Hodges, and that's his second.
Peyton Baird was set. His feet was there. You can see the Purdue Northwest College of Nursing replay of it. Just a great job moving over. He's right there. Might have just a little bit of a slide over, but that was a great job of having his feet set and taking up that lane.
And Tom Wells has to take his star guard out of the game with 2 fouls here in the opening 3.5 minutes. And Wells really chewing the ear of Raleigh Thill down there in front of the Wolves bench. Meanwhile, B.J. Williams gets it over to Barbera for 3. It rims out in the rebound to Vicari. Wolves on the run. Briggs has been on fire. He's got 8. Allen Briggs doubling up Riley right now. Marvin Schindler put his man on skates but couldn't hit the shot. Vicari gets the rebound. Here comes Murphy the other way, leaves it off for Jameer Nelson, and a timeout called by Alex Daniel. It's sponsored by Hallmark Mortgage. Ramaya Williams, 4 minutes exactly to go first quarter, and the Wolves are on the run. They lead at 10-4. This edition of the TV 46 High School Basketball Game of the Week is being brought to you in part by Bill's Heating, keeping families and businesses comfortable since 1951.
Our live stream is being brought to you by Cable and Ace Hardware. They support youth sports. Get your Yeti cups engraved for your favorite player at our LaPorte, Michigan City, and Granger locations. Cable and Ace Hardware is also your local UPS store. Cable and Ace, the helpful hardware place.
The biggest difference in the game so far, and my stats are very unofficial tonight. 5 of 7 for City, 1 of 7 for Riley. And Craig, every shot that City has made has been a layup.
Yeah, what they're doing is they're converting in transition versus what Riley's not. That's what they're not doing. They're turning it over, making poor plays. Michigan City's finishing at the rim.
I'm sure that was the focus of the timeout for Alex Daniel as Marvin Schindler brings it across for Riley. Jalen Barbera down the lane, drives in there, but couldn't hit the layup. And here comes Michigan City the other way. Ball in the corner, Andrew Vicari for 3, a little short, but the rebound to Briggs. And going down the lane and drawing the foul is Marcus Day, and he'll go to the line for two, sponsored by R&B Car Company.
Ramaya Williams with Hallmark Home Mortgage cheers for the Wildcats. When you're looking for a mortgage to purchase your home, journey home with Ramaya Williams. To learn more, visit Hallmark Home Mortgage, Ramaya Williams.
Marcus Day, a 6'6" senior, is a 43% foul shooter on the year, averages 3.5 points a game. The biggest man on this Michigan City team, and he rolls home the first. Day, the team leader in block shots, has been working on his touch around the hoop. Tom Wells really thinks he could be a positive for them down the stretch. 1 of 2 on that trip to the line. Francis with the rebound for Riley. Here comes Marvin Schindler. So far kept off the scoreboard. Bad pass, and it's thrown away and recovered by Schindler. Well, he'll get on the board here with some loose change. Sometimes you need a bounce to go your way.
Yeah, they definitely needed that. That was just a lazy pass that turned into just kind of a throwback, and they got lucky because Michigan City was already heading up the court for the fast break.
Meanwhile, Vakari turns it over on the baseline, the 6th turnover by City in the first quarter. Riley down by 5. You see the clock, right-hand corner of the Intera Credit Union scoreboard. Man-to-man defense from the Wolves. Peyton Baird, topside triple, ring it up. Peyton Baird is a 48% three-point shooter, and he shows the velvety touch there to get the Cats back within 2.
The 6'5" junior stepping out, just knocking it down. Well, when you're shooting that percentage, almost 50% from threes, I'm going to let you too.
Anthony Murphy, elbow jumper is short, the rebound to Baird. Baird working on Vakari. Corner jumper by Francis, no good, and the rebound to Briggs. Riley just 1 of 5 beyond the arc early on. Vakari stepped on the sideline.
2 times down the floor, last 2 times, Vakari dribbled on the sideline or the baseline, and there stepped on the sideline. Got to know where you're at on the floor. You can't have those costly turnovers like that.
Jameer Nelson comes back into the game now for Michigan City. Here comes Schindler across the stripe. Williams found the cutting man, and that opens up Francis on the outside, but he still can't hit that corner shot. Baird flags down the rebound. Let's see if Riley takes advantage of the second possession here. Another 3 ball is missed by the Cats. That one by Williams, and the ball out of bounds to Michigan City.
Goosehead Insurance, Zach Coulter Agency is proud to support the Wolves. Time is money, and Zach Coulter saves his clients both. Visit insuredbyzach.com and have rates from over 25 companies in just minutes. That's Zach Coulter Agency.
Riley just 1 of 7 from three-point land. Meanwhile, Nelson kicks it outside to Briggs as Riley is shifted to a 2-3 zone. Inside, Day was fouled by Francis. The second on Caleb Francis, and it might force Alex Daniel to go to that bench again. You'll get another look from the Purdue Northwest College of Nursing. And Day got him up in the air, and once that defender's up in the air, the offensive player usually has his way. Day going to the foul line for the second time tonight, 1 of 2 on his first trip. And he drains that one, as we'll see Manny Hill check back in for Riley to take the place of Caleb Francis.
Michigan City free throw sponsored by R&B Car Company.
This is a City team that lost on Friday night in their Duneland opener to A.J. Lux in Crown Point. Bounced back with a win over Kankakee Valley on the road Saturday, as they hit them both. 13-9 Michigan City lead. Baird outside, now Schindler trying to go to work. Schindler with a tough matchup though, and Anthony Murphy. who is much taller than he is and can take away the three-point shoot. But Keyshawn Wright is only 5'6" and found his way to the basket. 2-point game. 3 on the way from Franklin, no good. What an acrobatic rebound by Murphy. It wouldn't go. Day can't go. City dominating the boards, but not having anything to show for it. Schindler outside to Hill. Baird, topside triple. It rims out. Another Michigan City rebound. So let's see if Michigan City will hold for the last shot. That's what Tom Wells wants them to do.
Yeah, he's got them holding back, trying to take that last shot, but see if Riley gets up and tries to force him into taking it a little early.
Here's a turnaround jumper rimmed out, and Riley will get a chance for the last shot. Well, if they can control the ball, but they can't. Here's a heave from half court that goes into the stands. And the first quarter comes to an end. Wild back and forth action in that first quarter, but Alan Briggs was the man for Michigan City. He had 8 points in the opening stanza, and the Wolves lead at 13-11, go to the second on 46. This edition of the 46 Game of the Week being brought to you in part by the St. Joseph County Police Department. Join the team and help protect and serve our community. The guy that serves us on the sidelines for the Bills Eating Courtside Report. Craig Heatherly, your thoughts on that first quarter?
Yeah, both these teams, what you like to see as a coach is these players they're losing themselves in the game. They're competing, they're playing hard, but each coach in those timeouts, they're saying, let's not make the great play, let's make the right play, all right? Curious to see how both teams handle taking care of the basketball, especially in transition. But as you mentioned there, Chuck, Briggs did some nice things for Michigan City there. He attacked the basket, scored at the rim, made plays for others. He's making smart decisions despite, his counterpart being out.
But that offense slowed down when Riley went to the 2-3 zone.
Yeah, it did. I think that was one of the biggest things to slow down a little bit. But just field goal percentage for both these teams and turnovers are the two things I'm looking at. Again, right there, just a turn and a throw on that pass for another turnover. 8 on the evening for Michigan City, 5 for Riley. Just a lot of mistakes out here.
The thing that has saved the day for Michigan City is the woeful shooting of Riley. Just 4 of 15 in the first quarter, including 1 of 8 from outside the arc. B.J. Williams had it knocked away. And here's Schindler, a small lineup on the floor here for South Bend Riley. Williams lost the handle for a moment and then loses it for good. Here comes City the other way. The ball knocked out of bounds by Riley. It'll be Michigan City ball.
The Riley Athletic Department congratulates the school on earning for the 3rd year in a row the PLTW Most Distinguished School. The Riley Athletic Department wants to wish the Riley basketball team a great rest of the year. Go Wildcats.
Alan Briggs on the outside, penetrates and then kicks it back out. Brighton Franklin from the foul line connects. That was good shot selection and good ball movement that time by the Wolves. Franklin averages 9 points a game. That's his first basket of the night. Meanwhile, Hill with a 3. And he finds the range. Manny Hill, a 34% three-point shooter, but had only hit 2 of his last 14 prior to that one. Briggs outside for City. Now Anthony Murphy, the 6'2 sophomore, handles it up top against Schindler. Briggs penetrates, dishes. Franklin for 3. Back iron, no good, but another offensive rebound. This time Briggs for 3. That's too strong. Another offensive rebound by Murphy. And this time the bucket goes for Michigan City thanks to Jameer Nelson, who now has 4 points. Schindler tries to answer at the other end. It's offline. And City just absolutely dominating on the boards.
Yeah, I was just going to say, City's really just dominated offense and defensive side of the boards. And we knew that going into the ninth that they would have that height advantage. And it's a matter of Is Riley able to be more physical with their undersized guys on the floor?
They're going to have to come sectional time because there are some physical teams in that sectional, as we'll take a look at momentarily. Day outside. Remember, Michigan City doing all this with Jamie Hodges on the bench with 2 fouls, their leading scorer on the year and in school history. Murphy thought about pulling the trigger. Instead, he goes inside to Nelson, but he couldn't hit that one. And Riley finally gets a rebound. Ian Bowles gets it over to Hill. Hill trying to direct traffic. He leads the team in assists. Now Schindler going down the lane, trying to draw the foul, but he got the bucket anyway. Marvin Schindler with his 4th point of the night. Riley back within 1. 3 on the way from Murphy. That's too strong. And the rebound to Keyshawn Wright. Look at the Cats on the run. Schindler lays it up and in, and Riley has the lead.
A lot of times teams that play with the fast break play so much better in transition than they do in the half-court offense.
Murphy, the little runner in the lane that time for 2 to put City back in front.
The thing is, the City can play at this pace, though, even though it suits Riley a little bit better.
Keyshawn Wright tripped, and we've got a held ball on the alternating possession that will stay with Riley. Back and forth action.
Tonight's health tip is brought to you by HealthLink. Healthy kids are better students and better athletes. Schedule your child's annual checkup at HealthLink today. HealthLink offers medical, dental, vision, and more, regardless of your ability to pay.
Here's Schindler outside for Riley. Boy, the pace of this game been far different than anything else we've seen so far this year. Baird loses it off his knee and out of bounds. 7th turnover for the Cats. Now, pace hasn't always been met with execution. Don't confuse the two. But we'll see if the execution picks up. Samuel Wojcinski in the game now, number 5 for Michigan City. Nelson kicks it out to Wojcinski for 3. Ring it up. Wojcinski buries the 3-pointer. That's his first one this year. He's now 1 of 8 from outside the arc.
Watched him in the JV game before this. He hit a few of the 3-pointers in the JV game as well.
Hill with a nice baseline move, blocked from behind by Briggs. But the rebound to Riley. Schindler just inside the arc, cannot go. And here comes Michigan City again. Wojcinski feeling it. Yeah! Timeout called as they got to straighten out the net. Samuel Wojcinski coming off the bench with a quick 6. And he's singeing the net so much they had to fix him. Watch it again on the Purdue Northwest College of Nursing. They hadn't fixed it from the last one. Made it tough to see if it went through, but it did.
Just a great setup, and when you feel comfortable in that spot, go back to that same spot like he just did there. Get the feed and throw it up, man.
Quick discussion at the scorer's table as to whether it was a 3 or not. I'm not sure what the beef is that Alex Daniel has down there right now.
There was a little bit of talk after the shot was made. And I know there was a warning. I watched him walk over, and he actually talked to the young gentleman as well.
I also think Tom Wells thought there was a timeout because his players were coming over towards him. The players didn't realize it was the net that had to be fixed. But all of a sudden, Michigan City on an 8-0 run, thanks to back-to-back threes by Wojcinski off the bench. Here's Hill from the foul line. That's off the mark, and a rebound to City again. Michigan City, Briggs. This time they covered Wojcinski up and the pass knocked away. Sam Wojcinski is a 5'6" sophomore. Coming into this game, he had scored 2 points on the season, but he has a lightning quick 6 here in the second. And the Wolves are up by 7, and there he is again. Not that time. The rebound to Riley. Schindler breezes by his man but misses the layup, and Michigan City controls the rebound. 1-on-2, doesn't matter. Lay it up and in for Murphy.
Just a great job of finishing at the hoop. Craig talked about it earlier. Riley just is not able to finish at the hoop like Michigan City is. No, out of bounds on the sideline. Another turnover by Riley.
A 10-0 Wolves run. And now a timeout being taken by Michigan City. It'll be a 30. The timeout sponsored by Hallmark Mortgage, Ramaya Williams. 2:37 to go first half. Michigan City up 27-18 on 46. This edition of the 46 Game of the Week being brought to you by IFT, Imagineering Finishing Technologies, where quality is a way of life. So we talked at the beginning, this is a possible sectional preview. Look at this Class 4A Sectional 3. Not only the records of these teams, by the way, Chad Johnston and Adams, play some games. Come on, man, you can't practice all the time. But the other thing is, if you go online, look at the Sagarin ratings of these teams, there's only 10 points difference between the top and the bottom. It is a tight sectional. Our factoid brought to us by Goosehead Insurance and Zach Coulter.
Here to protect and serve our community, the St. Joe County Police Department is hiring immediately. Employment opportunities for high school graduates are available, and they offer a host of benefits and a true family environment on their team. Learn more at sjcindiana.com/employment.
Dave Spencer and Raleigh Phil just consulting as to whose ball it was. The timeout was taken by Tom Wells on a dead ball, and I think there had been a player that stepped out of bounds on the sideline right in front of the Michigan City bench from Riley. I believe it should be Michigan City ball.
Yeah, because the Riley player stepped out of bounds.
Well, they're giving the ball to Michigan City, and they're moving it up to the forecourt. And Alex Daniels pointing out that's where the ball should be, is back by Tom Wells, and now the officials will have to talk it over again.
Yeah, he stepped out right by him, Coach. We thought they called the timeout, but they called him out of bounds, and then as they were walking off, then Tom decided to call the timeout after the fact.
Yeah. So it's Michigan City ball back in front of the City bench. Eventually, they got it figured out. And remember, Michigan City right now on a 10-0 run. They trailed 18-17, Riley leading for the first time in the game. But that young man, Sam Wojciechowski, off the bench with a pair of threes here in the second quarter.
He's just been a nice spark plug for this City team, especially with Hodges out of the game.
Anthony Holly checks into the game and gets his first basket, the 6'5" sophomore, known more as the defensive end on the football team. Keyshawn Wright looking for a screen from Bowles. Kicks it over to the right side. B.J. Williams, stop, pop, won't drop. And the rebound, a foul called underneath. I believe it's going to be whistled against Riley.
Looks like it's going to probably be on Baird.
And maybe not. Maybe it's on Michigan City. They're going to call it on the big fella, Holly. That's his first. Boy, Riley has really struggled beyond the arc tonight, 2 for 11. Nice inbounds pass to Bowles, who lays it up and in. Ian Bowles, the 6'2" senior, averages 1.5 points a game and stops the bleeding there for Riley after a 12-0 Michigan City run. Wojciechowski gets a screen from Holly. Now Nelson. Briggs had those 8 early points, hasn't been able to do much since. And bad cross-court pass there is picked off by Keyshawn Wright for the lay-in. You'll meet him at halftime, one of our student athletes of the week, converting the turnover. Briggs at the other end, blocked by Bowles, who did that 3 times in the game against St. Joe. Wright finds Hill for 3. Manny Hill's second 3-pointer of the night. and all of a sudden the Cats are back within 4.
Yeah, with that three-point shot, either one of these teams, if they get down by double digits, they can come back in a hurry.
Murphy says the bank is open on a Tuesday night. He's got 7. A fun one here on the south side. Still 40 seconds to go, first half. Williams trying to drive on Murphy. He shut him off well. Baird guarded by Holly. There's Williams for 3. That's too strong. Bowles got the rebound though. And Baird charges.
Yeah, that was a good call there. He definitely charged, definitely came up just a little too aggressive there. Imagineering Finishing Technologies brand is globally known as the knowledge source for metal finishing. Like the teams in this game, Imagineering is always working toward a great finish. IFT is proud to support all student athletes.
Boy, Tom Wells' team is learning to play without its star, Jamie Hodges. He missed the last 2 games with illness. He has missed most of the first half tonight with foul trouble, and his team up by 7 with the chance to take the last shot here in the first half. Wells signals the play from the sideline. You see the clock. Briggs is looking at it. Calls for the screen. Shake, bake, wouldn't make. And the first half comes to an end with Michigan City leading it 32-25. And we send it downstairs to Craig Heatherly. He's got a Bills Heating courtside report with Tom Wells.
Coach, lots of things to talk about in that half. I want to get your thoughts. What'd you see out there?
Well, it's a little chaotic at times. And for us to have a 7-point lead with number 11 sitting on the bench, I'll take that any day.
Yeah, they made a run there late.
Yeah.
You guys defended really well up to that point. What are some thoughts defensively?
Well, we still got to guard the arc. I mean, they're very dependent on the arc, so we got to make sure that they don't get rhythm threes. We got to stay in front of the dribble drive. Picked up a couple of charges. That's what you got to do against the drive. We're in a good spot. We're in a good spot.
You got to love the effort. Coach, good luck in the second half. Back to you, Chuck.
All right, Craig, stick around, everybody. A very entertaining first half, if not always well executed. Riley, with that layup, took the lead, but then Sam Wojciechowski got City on a 12-0 run, and the Wolves lead at 32-25. Tony Letcher, Health Market Student Athletes are next on 46. Halftime of tonight's game between Michigan City and Riley. Time now to honor our Student Athletes of the Week. It's a feature brought to us by our friend Tony Letcher with Health Markets. 2 outstanding representatives of their schools, Andrew Vicari from Michigan City, Keyshawn Wright of Riley. We always start with the visitor first. Andrew is an outstanding soccer player as well as a member of this basketball team and a 4.4 GPA. My goodness. Very intelligent, but finding a way to balance that with all your activities. How do you strike that balance?
Well, I prioritize basketball, so soccer's kind of just get in shape, getting the varsity level of sports, so you're just ready for basketball. That's basically all that's all it's for.
But then also able to focus on the classroom, so you must be very good at time management.
Yeah, just making sure you're in class and you're doing your work and listen to the teacher and make sure you ask questions. That's about it.
What's your role on this basketball team?
Just make sure that I'm the guy who always has his emotions in check, not always overreacting, not putting the team down, always making sure everyone's ready to go.
And obviously somebody helps instill those values in you. Coach Wells on the basketball floor. How about off the floor? Who helps you out?
Well, it's got to be my parents. My mom's a teacher, so she's really good with school, and then my dad always taught me to keep my emotions before my keep my game before my emotions.
Now, I understand you're looking at Purdue, you're looking at University of Chicago, and you want to be an orthopedic surgeon. What made you interested in that career?
Well, through the years of playing basketball, I've gotten injured a lot, so I've been spending a lot of time with orthopedic surgeons, and I just really look up to them. They're really good people. So
that's why my daughter went into physical therapy. So best of luck to you.
Thank you.
That's Andrew Vicari from Michigan City High School, and over here on this side we have Keyshawn Wright from South Bend Riley. Keyshawn, a member of the basketball team, also thinking about going out for track after watching you practice yesterday. I think you've got enough speed to be on the track team. How do you balance that out with being a 3.8 student? I know it can't be easy to manage your time between the two sports in the class.
Yeah, well, my teachers help me a lot, so I make sure that all my work is done in class, and at home my mom helped me, my dad will help me. I get help from anybody I really ask.
That's great to have that kind of support system, and I'm sure your teammates also help you as well. What kind of role do you have on this team this year?
Energy. I love bringing energy, playing defense, you know, controlling the ball.
And you've done a good job of this. It's been a 7-6 team this year. You mentioned you're interested in going out for track. What appeals to you about that sport?
I love running, like super fast. I like running.
And when you're good at it, you tend to love it more. I don't know if you've thought much about this. You're a sophomore right now, but there'll be a time when you leave Riley High School. What do you think you want to do after you leave Riley?
I want to go to barber school and learn how to cut hair. Yeah, maybe go to college for basketball.
Excellent. Well, congratulations to you. That's Keyshawn Wright from South Bend Riley. Andrew Vicari from Michigan City. Those are our Tony Letcher Health Market Student Athletes of the Week. We've got halftime stats and highlights coming up. You're watching the TV 46 High School Basketball Game of the Week. The Riley Band entertaining the crowd here at halftime at Algie Oldham Gymnasium as the Michigan City Wolves lead this one by a count of 32-25. Welcome inside the Martin Supermarket broadcast booth. Chuck Freeby and Bo Hunt high above the fray. And partner, it's a whole different ball game than what we've been used to seeing this year. This has been fun to watch, even though it's been a little sloppy.
You know what? It's great to get to 2023 and see a little bit of fast pace, see a little bit of offense, see getting up and down the floor. A little sloppy, like you said. A lot of TOs, that's not turnover or timeouts, that's turnovers. A lot of turnovers, too many. Little sloppy play out there.
Let's show you how it got to be this way on the south side tonight. Michigan City got off to the hot start, thanks mainly to Alan Briggs. Look at that beautiful spin move to get things going, and he would get another layup. He had 8 points in the first quarter, and that's how he closed out the first half as well. Jameer Nelson got a bucket underneath. City had things rolling early. Riley would occasionally hit a three-pointer like that from Peyton Bear. That's their offense, but Sam Wojciechowski came off the bench with 2 big threes for Michigan City. Marvin Schindler, great move there. That made it 18-17. But City went on a 12-0 run. Anthony Murphy with a layup there. Keyshawn Wright, the steal and the score. He had 4 points in the first half. That three by Manny Hill made it a 4-point game, but Michigan City would come back and answer. Anthony Murphy with the bank shot. He had 7 in the first half. And as we look at the first half numbers, really the big difference comes on the boards and in the shooting percentage.
Yeah, when you look at that shooting percentage, field goal percentage for Riley, only 37% from the field. And really, Michigan City controlled that offensive board. I thought they did a great job of getting offensive boards, put back second chance, third chance points, and I think that's the difference in this game.
Michigan City trying to go to 9-3 on the year. Can they hang on to a 7-point lead on the road? We'll find out. 32-25, the halftime score. Second half play-by-play comes your way from the south side of South Bend after this on 46. This edition of the 46 High School Game of the Week being brought to you by HealthLink, your community health center. And let's go quickly downstairs for a courtside report from Bill's Heating. Craig Heatherly, what did Alex Daniel have to say at halftime?
Yeah, he said they work on 3 things each day: getting back, guarding the ball, getting the ball. He wants to see his team guard the ball better, especially early in transition. Wants to limit some of their easy opportunities early in possessions. Wants to get back, build the wall, force them to make multiple passes in the half court. And then he likes what his team's doing in the half court. He's just got to get back and get the ball stopped.
Hey, wouldn't it be great to work for a company where their employees are the most valuable asset? Well, now's your chance because Reshcore is hiring. They have production positions available in a team-driven environment with excellent benefits that include medical, dental, and a 401k. To learn more about joining the Reshcore family and a $1,000 sign-on bonus, visit reshcore.com. That's RESCHCOR.com.
Michigan City will start the second half with the basketball in a 7-point lead, 32-25. The Wolves on top. here at Riley High School. Glad you could join us if you're watching on the Cable and Ace Hardware live stream or on TV 46. Jamie Hodges starts the second half with his first basket of the game. Hodges, the leading scorer, sat out most of the first half with foul trouble. Had no problem getting to the basket here in the second half.
Yeah, they had 7 guys in the scoring column in that first half, really stepping up with his absence with those 2 fouls.
Caleb Francis thought about the 3, instead gives it up to Marvin Schindler. Keyshawn Wright saw an opening and got the bucket and the bump. Call the foul on Jameer Nelson. You'll get another look from Purdue Northwest College of Nursing. And the little man, Keyshawn Wright, going strong to the basket.
Yeah, just a great job of getting in there. Got a little body right before he got to the hoop.
The combination of Wright, Barbera, and Schindler won the Elkhart County 4H 3-on-3 competition this year. And Wright nails the free throw, sponsored by R&B Car Company. Good start to the half for Riley. Andrew Vicari, now Jamie Hodges. Michigan City working against this 2-3 zone. Vicari send it into the paint, but it's stripped away. Schindler with pursuit, but still scores. Marvin Schindler now with 8 to lead the Wildcats back to a 4-point game. Vicari travels.
Yeah, it's good. Just got ahead of himself right there. Vicari, one of those players who's just a role player, does a great job. You know, he's averaging, 4 game, 2 rebounds a game, shooting over 75% from the free throw line, but he's had some costly turnovers tonight.
11 turnovers overall for Michigan City, and Riley with the chance to get as close as they've been in a while. Francis travels.
Nursing is the fastest growing professional in America, and now at Purdue Northwest, you can get the best of nursing education in a brand new state-of-the-art facility. Earn up to $95,000 a year, work anywhere in the country. For more, visit pnw.edu.
Jamie Hodges outside, goes cross court to Vicari. Hodges finds a way to penetrate the zone, lays it up and in. That's part of what makes him so special for this Michigan City team. And he gets the lead back up to 6. Boy, 5 out right now for Riley. Nobody down in the paint. So they launched the 3 by Hill. It's no good. And the rebound by Briggs. And here come the Wolves on the run. Vicari for 3, too strong. The rebound controlled by Baird and Riley. Wright works his way inside, outside to Francis. That rattles out. And another Michigan City rebound. Wolves have numbers. 5 on 3. Nelson outside. Hodges too strong. Rebound though put up and in. It was almost like a pass to Marcus Day, who's had himself a nice night. 5 points.
Yeah, Day just a great job being in the right spot there, getting that offensive putback.
Riley just continues to shoot 3-pointers, even though they haven't been going. So Hill will kick it out to Schindler. Now he worked it inside and got the basket.
That's the first time that Riley's able to work it inside in the half-court set. Normally, the only time they go inside is on the fast break. One of the things they really need to work on, I know Alex Daniel wants them to work on, is that half-court offense if they're not able to get in transition.
And look, I know sometimes you can spin numbers however you want to, and I'm going to use them to make my case. 29% from the outside for Marvin Schindler, 57% from 2-point range. Take more 2s. Hodges misfires on that one, but there's Day for the rebound. He misses as well. Here comes Hill and the Riley Wildcats. Schindler. Keyshawn Wright. Schindler for 3. Off the iron, tipped by Baird, won't go. Briggs with the carom for Michigan City. He's had a few of those tonight. Hodges gets a step on his man and leaves it for Nelson. Blocked by Baird. Nelson again. No basket. He elbowed.
Yeah, he gave a little shove there. I believe that's going to be number 4, Jameer Nelson. You can see the Purdue Northwest College of Nursing replay. See, he gets it in. After this one, he grabs it. Yep, drives in just a little bit with that elbow.
So 4 fouls on Jameer Nelson. He'll come out. Day will come out. Murphy checks back in for Michigan City.
Cable and Ace Hardware supports youth sports. Get your Yeti cups engraved for your favorite player at our LaPorte, Michigan City, and Granger locations. Cable and Ace Hardware is your local UPS store. Cable and Ace, the helpful hardware place.
Manny Hill trying to go to work on Briggs. Hill takes him down to the backboard, but missed the layup. Good rebound by Francis, and he put it in. Caleb Francis, the 6'3" senior, with 6 points tonight. Murphy at the other end rattles out the 3, and Francis another rebound. Schindler nearly lost it. Instead, the 14-footer is short. Marvin gets his own rebound. It's deflected by Briggs, and here comes Michigan City with numbers. Hodges in transition, tried to take it himself, and winds up drawing the foul.
Ramaya Williams with Home Mortgage cheers for the Wildcats. When you're looking for a mortgage to purchase your home, journey home with Ramaya Williams. To learn more, visit Hallmark Home Mortgage, Ramaya Williams.
Jamie Hodges is a 79% free throw shooter on the year. He set the school single-season scoring record with 551 points last season. That's the Michigan City singular high school. We'll talk about the actual scoring record in Michigan City as part of our TCU trivia question tonight. Hodges has played banged up all year, but he has 5 points here in the third quarter, and that's the difference in this one right now. Manny Hill working against the man-to-man, and again, Riley going with 5 out. Now Francis takes a spot down on the low block. Schindler with a double scoop for score. Wow, put him to work at an ice cream shop if he's going to serve it up like that. 12 points now for Marvin Schindler. Back to a 3-point game. Hodges, deep 3, ring it up. He is heating up here in the third, making up for lost time. His 14th three-pointer of the season. And a strip by Michigan City. Here come the Wolves the other way. Murphy with a spin, but couldn't hit the layup. Baird with the rebound, threw it away. Hodges, nifty handles. Finds the breaking Franklin. Got the layup to go off the glass, no good, but he draws the contact from Peyton Baird.
A little bit up and down, a little bit of, again, they're trying to pick that pace up just a little bit more, and they get just a little bit out of control when they're doing that. And
meanwhile, look at the range that Jamie Hodges shows here. A good 2 steps outside the arc, and he still buried it. Meanwhile, Brighton Franklin, a 53% free throw shooter, takes free throws sponsored by R&B Car Company, and he rattles home the first.
Peyton Baird picking up his 2nd foul of the night.
That's the first point for Franklin, who came into this one averaging 9 points a game. 6'2" junior. Has been a solid 3-point shooter most of the year. Has not been able to drop them tonight, but he hits the 15-footers just fine. Thank you. And City has the lead back up to 8. Here's Riley with numbers in transition. B.J. Williams will lay it up for 2. The sophomore with his first basket of the contest. Hodges got a step on Keyshawn Wright, then left it off for Vakari. That's Briggs in the corner, short. And the rebound comes down to Wright. He's caught in a trap, and he finds his way out with B.J. Williams. Williams had the tip pass, and then it goes off the foot of Peyton Baird and out of bounds to Michigan City.
I love the way Jamie Hodges really just kind of messes things up for you defensively. He gets in there. He's one of those guys, he doesn't have the great height, but he actually has the ability to jump and get in the passing zones and stuff like that. And then his ability to create on offense as well. You can see the difference when he's in there leading this offense.
He has wonderful court vision. And I think the other thing he has is a presence about him Here's Murphy for three. That's short. But Murphy gets his own rebound and lays it up. No good. Rebound to Baird. Boy, that was a tough one for Murphy, who saw that one get more iron than your morning vitamin. 6-point lead for the Wolves. Minute 24 to go, third quarter. Schindler will back it out for Riley. Baird for three. That's short as well. And the rebound to Michigan City. They waited until it hit the floor. Bakari, quick three. That's off the mark. But he chases down his own rebound, and a timeout called by Tom Wells. With 1:03 to go, third quarter timeout sponsored by Hallmark Mortgage. Ramaya Williams. Michigan City leads at 44-38 on 46. This edition of the 46 Game of the Week being brought to you in part by TCU. Discover better banking at TCU. They sponsor our trivia question. Delray Brooks holds the area single-season scoring record. Former Michigan City Rogers star. How many points did he score in that single season?
I would say it's over 450, 500.
Well, we know that last year Hodges scored 550 for Michigan City.
Yep.
And that is the Michigan City record.
Michigan
City high school record.
Yep.
It is not the Michigan City overall record nor the area overall record. Think about it.
Yeah.
Got a minute 3 here in the third quarter. Michigan City up 44-38, and there is the aforementioned Mr. Hodges with the basketball. He takes it into the paint, leaves it off for Franklin, who had it taken away by B.J. Williams. Baird tries to drive it all the way. Williams in the corner had it blocked by Franklin. What a save by Hodges to get it today. And here comes Hodges. Gets it over to Murphy for three. That rimmed out. And the rebound to Keyshawn Wright. Right to Schindler. Schindler had the shot altered by Day, and a held ball, alternating possession, will go to Riley.
Goosehead Insurance, Zach Coulter Agency is proud to support the Wolves. Time is money, and Zach Coulter saves his clients on both. Visit insuredbyzach.com and have rates from over 25 companies in just minutes.
27 seconds left in the third quarter. That's probably about 3 more possessions at the rate this one's been going. Here's Schindler. Kicks it outside to Keyshawn Wright. Now Baird. Baird down the lane, lays it up for 2. Payton with 5. City comes the other way. They could have the last shot. Briggs, Hodges got to get rid of it, and he just flips it towards the hoop. And Michigan City will have to take a 4-point lead to the fourth quarter. Action, we've had plenty of it. Little guys like Keyshawn Wright, Jamie Hodges, starring for Michigan City. It's been a battle here. 44-40, the Wolves lead it, going to the fourth on 46. This edition of the 46 Game of the Week being brought to you by the electrical workers of Local 153, making our communities brighter since 1914. The former Mishawaka star Craig Heatherly makes our broadcast brighter. Your thoughts on the third quarter?
The pace hasn't slowed. That third quarter featured some scoring there by Schindler and Hodges. The question is, as we enter the fourth quarter, does the pace continue, or do teams slow the ball down and take care of it? I'm sure that's what the coaches are saying here in the timeouts. Let's share the ball, make the right play. I think the team that's more connected and more together here in the fourth quarter is going to win it, Chuck.
While we've got a moment, let's answer our TCU trivia question. Delray Brooks, area single-season scoring record. How many points did he score in that magical season of 1984? Not a career, not a career, not a career.
70. Wow.
970 in a single season. And let Uncle Chuck remind you, that was without a three-point line.
Yeah, well, hey, take it to the hoop, man. Take it to the hoop.
Preach. Fourth quarter, 44-40. Wolves lead it. Jamie Hodges for Michigan City against this 2-3 zone of Riley. Hodges Drives again, finds his man inside Briggs. That opened up the outside for Murphy, but he couldn't connect. Jameer Nelson, big rebound for City. They have had the advantage on the boards tonight. Hodges will direct traffic for the Wolves. Hodges this time will take and make the three-pointer. Hodges with 11, his second three of the night.
I was just going to say, it looked like they're slowing it up, just like Craig said, taking their time, getting good possessions, and I thought they did right there, getting Hodge that perfect three.
B.J. Williams misfires on his three, and Day chases down the rebound. Hodges wants people to clear out. He needs some room to operate. He's a senior with nearly 1,500 points in his career. Gets it over to Allen Briggs. Now there's an open three, and connecting is Anthony Murphy. He has 10 tonight. That's his second three of the night. He had 7 on Friday night against Crown Point. City with a 10-point lead. Nice spinning move by Bowles, but it's blocked by Briggs. And Murphy double dribbled.
The Riley Athletic Department congratulates the school on earning for the third year in a row the PLTW Most Distinguished School. The Riley Athletic Department wants to wish the Riley basketball team a great rest of the year. Go Wildcats.
Meanwhile, Riley will inbound it. Trailing by 10. Alex Daniel calls out the play from midcourt. City now in the 2-3 zone. Three on the way from Williams. That's short. And the rebound tipped outside. Good hustle by Williams to retrieve it for Riley. Schindler for three. That's way off the mark and off the leg of Francis and out of bounds. Michigan City starting to get into its offensive flow, and as our buddy Zach Coulter and Goosehead Insurance will tell you, this is a team that can score. Penn, the leading scoring team in the area, but Michigan City right up there with the Washingtons, the Marquettes, and the Adams in the area.
We thought for sure both these teams would get into the 60s or possibly even the 70s tonight. Not quite on pace for that tonight, but you can see that both teams really like to get the ball up and down the floor.
The drive by Day on the baseline, he charged. Caleb Francis stood right in there and took the contact. And if Riley can find the range from outside the arc, they can get back in this, but that has not been the case most of the night for the Cats. Bowles and Williams will check out. Schindler and Wright in that backcourt right now for Riley. Have to find ways to heat up. Jamie Hodges guarding Keyshawn Wright. Look at Hodges get down low. Schindler gives it back to Wright. The Cats just having all kinds of problems getting any offensive flow going right now. Baird will try to go to work on Day. Had to go to the three in the corner, and it's drained by Manny Hill. He's been the one guy hitting them tonight. He's got 9.
Yeah, 3 3-pointers by Manny Hill tonight. Just a great job. Good hustle by Schindler down here on the other end as well.
Boy, Schindler and Hodges, there's a couple of guards that are fun to watch. Hodges brings it up against Schindler. Looking for a seam. Kicks it out to Murphy. The 3 too strong, and Nelson was pulled down from behind by Peyton Baird.
Yeah, Nelson just great position. Michigan City does a great job of that backside box out and really being there in position to get that offensive board. I could see it. As soon as that 3 was shot, they were setting up position. They had 2 guys coming in on that backside.
Nice cut to the basket by Murphy, and he scores. And Anthony Murphy with 12 tonight off the bench. 6'2" sophomore came in averaging 8 a game. Schindler takes it all the way to the hole for 2. Marvin so acrobatic in the air, he has 14. Murphy on the other side, smart enough not to take the hurried 3. Right now, Tom Wells wants to work some clock up by 7. Murphy threw it away. Here's Schindler to Keyshawn Wright, 4-2. Wright with a career-high 9. Alex Daniel thought there should be a bucket and bump right there. Dave Spencer disagreed. It's his call. Riley back within 5. Still 4 minutes to go. Down to the baseline. Good passing by the Wolves, and it results in a Jameer Nelson layup.
Just a great job ball movement. That's what we talk about, ball movement, especially against a zone. You got to be able to move that ball on quick passes like that.
Meanwhile, Manny Hill to the bucket, lays it up and in, and he was fouled. You'll get another look from the Purdue Northwest College of Nursing as Hill soars into double figures with his 11th point of the night and drew the contact from Marcus Day.
Ooh, that's number 4 on Day as well. So Day and Nelson.
Hill, a 78% free throw shooter. The 6'1" junior averaging 9 a game. Free throw sponsored by R&B Car Company. Missed it, but the rebound of Francis. Let's see if Riley can get a key bucket right here. Get back within 3 or 2. Hodges stripped Hill, but fouled him. The third on Jamie Hodges. And Hill will go back to the line.
Imagineering Finishing Technologies brand is globally known as a knowledge source for metal finishing. Like the teams in this game, Imagineering is always working toward a great finish. IFT is proud to support all student athletes.
So Manny Hill, the transfer from Adams, who hit his first 12 free throws of the season, has missed his last 2 here. This is his 6th game in double figures this year. Hill trying to make this a 4-point game with this free throw. And does. Michigan City with 3:25 between them and a victory. Brought a 4-point lead into the quarter. It's still at 4. Hodges, deep 3. Yes, sir. Nothing but the bottom of the net for Jamie Hodges, who now has 14 all in the second half. He averages 19 a game. Caleb Francis into the lane with the left hand, misses. It's off Briggs and out of bounds, and Riley gets it back. Francis trying to trigger the inbound. Hill makes the grab outside and then has the shot blocked by Franklin. Now Schindler, blocked by Briggs. Hodges, can he control it? Nope, stepped out of bounds.
Hey, wouldn't it be great to work for a company where their employees are the most valuable asset? Well, now's your chance because RushCore is hiring. They have production positions available in a team-driven environment with excellent benefits that include medical, dental, and a 401k. To learn more about joining the RushCore family and a $1,000 sign-on bonus, visit rushcore.com. That's RESCHCOR.com.
So Riley down 7. They've been able to get as close as 3 or 4 here in the second half, but they just have not been able to get over the hump. And they throw the ball away here, but save it to Keyshawn Wright. And the little man misses the layup. Here comes City the other way. Murphy! And a timeout called by Tom Wells as Anthony Murphy, what does he like to do? Take it to the 10. And Murphy jams it home to put City up by 9 on 46. This edition of the 46 Game of the Week being brought to you in part by the Indiana High School Athletic Association, partnering with TV 46 for over 30 years. Well, Michigan City can hang on to this lead. They'll be doing what Duneland teams have been doing all season long. Factoid brought to us by Goosehead Insurance with Zach Coulter. The Duneland Conference winning over 2/3 of their non-conference games this season. It's a very strong league this year.
Yeah, they have a very strong conference and teams. Their top upper echelon of their teams are very highly ranked and very competitive teams, especially in the area over here.
I think what helps them too is the bottom of the conference is not weak.
Yeah, something around here in this area, we think some of the conferences, their lower teams aren't quite as high as what those teams are over there.
Their top teams might not be beating the Penns or the Marions, but their bottom teams are going to beat a lot of teams along the way. And
Very
at one point this year,
yeah.
right before Christmas, I think the Duneland had all of their teams above 500.
Yeah, they're very, very competitive from the top to the bottom. They don't have any of those what you call give-me games where you're just going to go out there and you know you're going to win that game. Top team can beat that bottom team as well.
And I'll tell you what, Jordan Heckert over at LaPorte, there's a fine example of a program that has had a nice renaissance. So 59-50, Michigan City on top. Still 2:13 to go. Keyshawn Wright to Marvin Schindler. Hodges just took it right away from him, and Jamie Hodges will go the distance. Missed the layup, but Franklin is there for two. White and Franklin now with 4 points tonight. And City with its biggest lead at 11.
Another turnover by Riley, just one of those things we talked about tonight. They need to stop. They need to take care of that basketball just a little bit better.
Schindler trying to put the spin move on, and he's bumped by Nelson, and I think that's the fifth on Jameer. So Tom Wells' bench is going to start getting a workout here.
We're actually just calling that the fourth. I know in the first or in the third quarter they had him. They must have changed that foul because I know they walked over and talked about it.
So that is the fourth on Nelson. Earlier the scoreboard showed their fourth. Nice drive by Baird, but he couldn't decide to dunk it or lay it in and wound up just flat out missing it. Nelson at the other end is called for the charge, and that will be his fifth.
Yeah, it's one of those where it looked like he might have been in the air already when Keyshawn Wright got underneath of him. He definitely doesn't feel like he had a charge on that.
But he is called for it, and Jameer Nelson fouls out tonight with 6 points. That's right about his average. Will Walker, the fine assistant coach at Michigan City, over talking to him on the sidelines. Boy, there's a great role model for the young men in Michigan City, a guy that had a fine career at Michigan City and then went on to a good career at Bethel. I talked to him before the game, said he never thought he'd be coaching, but he's really enjoying this team. Schindler all the way in, misses the layup. It's been that kind of night for Riley.
Yeah, they just haven't been able to finish at the hoop. Craig talked about it earlier this evening about finishing at the hoop. Michigan City was able to finish at the hoop. Riley wasn't.
The inbound pass knocked out of bounds. Franklin called for the foul, though. And Michigan City is over the limit, which will send Riley to the free throw line for one in the bonus.
Free throw sponsored tonight by the R&B Car Company.
It'll be Manny Hill going back to the stripe. Manny only 1 of 3 from the foul line tonight. Has 12 points. We haven't talked about a player of the game, but with 14 points in the second half, I'm leaning heavily towards Mr. Hodges.
Yeah, I mean, Hodges was definitely one of those guys that really came out in the second half. 14 points. Murphy had 14 points. I mean, they had 8 guys in the scoring column tonight, which really helped out. But the second half is, Hodges' ability to lead this team in the second half.
And substitution here for Riley as Ian Bowles takes the place of Caleb Francis. Minute 17 to go. Riley still down by 3 possessions. Inbounds pass to Hodges. Made a great athletic play to make the catch and then to get around Keyshawn Wright. Floated the pass up there. They were hoping for the big alley-oop. Instead, it has to go outside, and they'll work with that from Allen Briggs, who has 11. Good balance for Michigan City tonight with 3 players in double figures. Nice spin moves by Baird. Gives it up to Schindler, and Schindler got the bucket of the bump. as Hodges is called for his 4th foul. You get another look here from Purdue University Northwest College of Nursing. Hodges was adamant there was no foul there. Schindler misses the foul shot sponsored by R&B Car Company. And then a held ball is called. Alternating possession will go to Riley. Still a 10-point Michigan City lead. And Alex Daniel wants to take a timeout. It's sponsored by Hallmark Mortgage and Ramaya Williams. Reminder, we have more high school basketball coming up Friday night on TV 46. We'll check out the Northeast Corner Conference Girls Tournament semifinal. I got a sneaking suspicion we're going to see the 7th-ranked team in 3A, the Fairfield Falcons and Bray Garber, team that came a basket away from going to the state finals last year. And they could be taking on their arch rival, the Westview Warriors. Still has to be decided, but we'll figure it out, post it on our social media. You'll see it Friday night at 11, Saturday morning at 9 on your home for high school sports, TV 46.
It's always nice to get over there, especially doing the girls game, Fairfield Westview. Big rivalry game between those two, and being the conference tournament as well. Just a semifinal match, though.
Semifinal match, but I'll tell you what, sometimes those are the ones where the upsets happen. As teams look ahead. They're sniffing that championship, and all of a sudden somebody swoops in behind them. And Westview's got a very nice freshman by the name of Michaela Mast, who had 22 points the other night. So you look at Tom Wells, and Tom, I don't think gets the appreciation he deserves in terms of what he's done in the coaching community. You look at the company he's in here, Al Rhodes, 673 wins. Rick Snodgrass over at Tri-Township, Rob Berger, Kent Cheesem, and Tom, 380 wins right there in the good company.
Yeah, right in the thick of things, right at the top right there. I mean, Al's been here coaching him for like 88 years, so, I mean, he's going to have 600 or 800 wins, but yeah.
By the way, that little factoid we just shared with you brought to us by our friends at Zach Coulter and Goosehead Insurance. The foul is called on Jamie Hodges. That'll be his 5th. So Hodges fouls out tonight with 14 points. They all came in the second half. And Tom Wells waving him over to the bench as Sam Wojcinski will check back in for Michigan City.
Be interesting if Craig interviews Jamie tonight as our player of the game. He's used to fouling out and having about 14 points in the second half as his high school career.
Wow.
Weren't you, Craig?
Craig, would you like rebuttal?
Half of that is true.
Yeah. The fouling out? Peyton Barrett at the foul line taking free throws, sponsored by R&B Car Company. Barrett with 6 points tonight. He averages 9. Had a career high 19 in Riley's win over Elkhart. B.J. Williams will check back in for Riley as Alex Daniel trying to apply some full court pressure here, especially with Hodges out of the game and an 8-point lead, 47 seconds left. Stranger things have happened, like Keyshawn Wright knocking that one into the cheerleaders, and then Keyshawn looking for some seats.
Yeah, just a great hustle play there. Just wasn't able to quite grab it and pull it in, but able to knock it away. And they're definitely going to be putting the pressure on the Wolves right here.
Wojcinski to trigger the inbound. Here's Briggs. Wojcinski would be the guy you might want to foul if you're Riley, but no need to. Michigan City throws it away. We have seen stranger things happen. 8-point game. Here's the drive by Schindler, and he is fouled by Anthony Murphy. Exactly what Tom Wells did not want, the chance to score points with the clock stopped. And if Schindler can drain both of these, it's suddenly a 2-possession game.
Yeah, Schindler has had a decent night from the field, just hasn't shot the ball from the free throw line very well tonight.
Just 0 for 1 at the line. 16 points overall for Marvin. He averages 15 a game. He says, Mr. Hunt, take away your smack talk here.
Yeah, you got to do that in order for him to make it a good game.
Young man with a real pit bull mentality. Also a member of the baseball team and the football team here. Schindler with 18. And again, we'll see the offense for defense substitution here as Ian Bowles comes into the lineup for Riley. 6-point game, 31.8 left. City's not going to walk out of here with an easy one. Knocked out of bounds. Hill tried to say it went off of Michigan City. Not quite. Tom Wells checking to see how many timeouts he has left because he may have to use one on one of these inbound plays, and he wants to use it right here. A timeout called by Michigan City with 30.9 seconds left. Craig, talk to me about the art of the inbounds play, especially from the sideline here. You've got Riley. They can't move along the sideline. They've got to inbound it here. Michigan City trying to inbound. What kinds of things as a coach do you look for?
Yeah, I think right off the bat, you're looking at who's your best passer, your best decision maker to take the ball out of bounds. As far as where you want to get the basketball, you want to keep it away from the opponent's basket here. So you want to get the ball probably going more towards half court in case there is a bad decision. You've got more time to recover defensively, but it really starts with who's inbounding the basketball and who you want to get that ball to.
Craig, also, the last couple of games we've had, they've been very defensive-oriented games. This game, very offensive-oriented. Your thoughts on these two teams tonight?
Can you repeat that there?
Just your thoughts tonight. With the last couple of games that we've had, have been very defensive-oriented games. These two teams tonight are very offensive-oriented. Just your thoughts on that.
I've been impressed with the pace. And if you look at these kids physically, they could probably go for a few more quarters. If this game was a tie ball, we could go into several overtimes. I've just been impressed with the endurance. The decision-making has improved down the stretch here. Still not great. We've got things to work on, but it's been fun.
Tough for City right now with their star guard fouled out.
You're exactly right, especially in that first half. I was impressed with how their team, everybody else, handled the ball, made great decisions, scored when he was out.
They've changed the inbounder here. It had been Wojciechowski. Now they're going to have the bigger man, Murphy, inbounded, and Peyton Baird for Riley, their biggest guy, stands in front of him. It comes to Briggs. Briggs trying to get around Baird, just tosses it up, and Bowles with the steal. Here comes Riley, and Alex Daniel wants a timeout. It's sponsored by Hallmark Mortgage, Ramaya Williams, with 22 and a half left, and we will take a timeout as well. 64-58, Michigan City clinging to the 6-point lead on 46. Reminder, Pulse FM is your home for Big Ten basketball. We'll start you off Friday night at 7 as the Nebraska Cornhuskers come to Mackey Arena to take on the third-ranked Purdue Boilermakers. Then can Indiana figure it out at Assembly Hall? Not going to be easy with the Wisconsin Badgers rolling in Saturday afternoon. Don Fisher has the call. Pregame at noon, tip-off at 1 on your home for the Boilermakers and the Hoosiers in Michiana. Pulse FM 103.1. Here, 22.9 seconds left. It's a 64-58 lead for Michigan City. Riley with the basketball. You talked to Alex Daniel before the game. You're familiar with him, Craig. What do you think he's drawing up here in this huddle?
Yeah, you've got to get to the rim quickly. I'd get the ball into Schindler's hands, get him downhill, have him attack the basket, put the game in the referee's hands. There's plenty of time, especially how Michigan City's handled the press. I like their chances defensively.
So not looking for the three is what Coach Heatherly suggests. The ball tipped away there by Briggs. Baird is able to collect it. Schindler will go down the lane, draws the contact, couldn't get it to go. But Day has now fouled out with his 5th foul.
Yeah, and that takes their big man, 6'6" Day, out of the lineup. They do have Holly that they can put in there, number 40 for him. He's 6'5" as well.
They're going to go with Vicari instead, the more experienced player, the senior. Tom Wells, though, taking his time. He wants to give his team a chance to catch its breath. They are going to have to take Day out. It says 5 fouls on the board.
Yeah.
Schindler hits the free throw. I'm a little taken aback here by the fact that Day is not out of the game. Now here comes Vicari, but he got to the scores table after.
But they're not even doing it at the scores table. They need to buzz it at the scores table, saying, hey, in the official scorebook as well.
Finally, out comes Day. Schindler hit both free throws. We're down to a 4-point game, 12.5 seconds left. The inbounds, Wojciechowski has it, and Baird fouls him. But the problem for Riley is they only have 3 team fouls, or at least that's what's shown on the board.
Could be different because we don't know.
Yeah, a lot of things on the board have not been. So that's the 4th foul now on Riley. They're not going to be able to foul Michigan City to get them to the line. They have to get steals here. They can be very aggressive in trying to get them. And Alex Daniel got the timeout before the ball got to Murphy. And we'll keep it here. The timeout sponsored by Hallmark Mortgage and Ramaya Williams.
Yeah, they just need to be aggressive, try to get the steal, get a three-pointer, make the three-pointer and get fouled, go to the line, tie this up, go to overtime. Right, Craig?
I'm curious to see if Coach Wells is going to draw something up here to get a wide open layup at the other end, because of Riley's going to be really extended, trying to gamble to arrive on the catch and foul or get the steal, as you mentioned. But this leaves you somewhat exposed on the other end to an open basket.
Well, you say the wide open layup. Do you even want him to take the shot, catch the ball, and try to dribble away from the guy? Because the only way that Riley can get the ball is to steal it from you. They cannot foul you and send you to the line unless you're in the act of shooting.
Yeah. As long as you don't give the ball to the other team, Chuck, I'm good with it.
Yeah, just kill 10 seconds here. And if you're Tom Wells, you walk out of here happy tonight. 64-60 Michigan City. Murphy triggers the inbound. Briggs is able to get it. Schindler fouled him within a second, but that's only the 5th on Riley. Tom Wells wants that ball on the baseline because he believes that he can run the baseline. Murphy gets it to Wojciechowski, and he's fouled right away by Keyshawn Wright. So that's 6. Riley has chewed up 2 valuable seconds here. 7.7 left. Now, City can't run the baseline, but by having that guy on the baseline, it gave him more latitude to get the ball inbound. Now you have to do it from the sideline again. This time, a Riley foul would send Michigan City to the line. And Briggs can't make the catch, out of bounds to Riley. And the clock did not move because the ball was not touched inbounds. Tom Wells yells out for everybody in the gym to hear, don't foul. The clock an enemy of Riley right now. Alex Daniel will take one more timeout. It's sponsored by Hallmark Mortgage and Ramaya Williams.
The game's not over until it's over, boys. They're playing Riley the last 30, 40 seconds. They've gotten every bit out of this game as what they can.
They are really working the clock and wringing it out like water out of a wash rag right now. Michigan City had a 10-point lead at 61-51. But Riley has been able to slow the pace down, force a ton of turnovers since Hodges left the game. I think you're seeing the value of Jamie Hodges here to this Michigan City team, not necessarily in his scoring tonight, but how he settled things down when the ball was in his hands. And now that the ball can't be in his hands, it's different.
Well, that, you know, with Marcus Day fouling out, Jameer Nelson, two starters as well. So you have 3 starters foul out of this game. Guys that are really contributors, guys that know how to run the offense, know how to get out of pressure situations as well.
And by the way, it doesn't get any easier for Michigan City.
Yeah, all 3 of those were seniors too.
Yes. But Michigan City has to turn around and entertain Valparaiso on Friday night at the Wolves' Den. And then they have the grudge match with LaPorte the following week. Valpo, of course, with Mason Jones, who's headed to Ball State. Riley trailing by 4, but the Cats have the ball. 7.7 seconds left. Manny Hill will inbound it. Cross court, Peyton Baird makes the catch. Finds Schindler for three. It's a one-point game. And Baird chases down his man out of bounds and fouls him.
It's going to be a technical foul, I believe.
He fouled him out of bounds, and he fouled him intentionally.
Yeah.
You see the replay on the Purdue University Northwest College of Nursing, and that's the foul down there out of bounds in front of the student section. So intentional foul is the call on Baird. Michigan City will get 2 shots and the basketball. But I'll tell you what, a lot of coaches can put this tape on as an instructional to their team of how to milk the clock at the end and get back in a game.
Yeah, just a great job. I mean, only thing that didn't happen right there was you get fouled, you know, on the three-point shot. So
Alan Briggs going to the foul line, 68% free throw shooter. Sometimes it's a little bit different, though, when you're shooting them and nobody's standing there. Dave Spencer waiting at the scorer's table.
Peyton Baird's 5th foul, so they're waiting for him to check out of the game, actually.
And he did. So here's Briggs. Hasn't been to the stripe tonight and missed the first. He'll get another. I believe City has to inbound this from by the Riley basket. He got the second. 2-point Michigan City lead. Tom Wells has the clipboard in hand. I think he'll probably call a timeout here once he sees how Riley sets it up. And there's the timeout called by Tom Wells of Michigan City. We'll keep it here with 1.1 seconds left. Obviously, if you're Riley here, you're looking to get the steal and take the shot to either tie it or win the game.
Yeah, best case scenario for Riley is Michigan City actually throws the ball away out of bounds before any time gets off, and then Riley gets it underneath the hoop for their possession.
And if you're City, quite simply, Craig Heatherly, you want to get the ball touched inbounds. That's the main thing.
Yeah, you want to get it. You want to throw it past half court. And then also, I mean, it was a made shot. You're going to be able to run the baseline. Curious to see if they do that offensively. What teams will do defensively is they'll try and take a charge
to get the ball back.
To get the ball back. But, yeah, you want to get this ball to the other side of half court. And I also think, Chuck, after that last basket, there was about 4 seconds left on the clock. The clock kept running.
It does.
Until that wild play here.
Right.
I think there should be more time on the clock.
High school, the clock doesn't stop after the basketball is made. It keeps running, and so that was and so
you could just hold it.
Yeah, they could have held that.
They could have held it. That's
why
why Baird had to do that, because Murphy could have run right out of the gym to the production truck and ended the game. Instead, Murphy has to inbound it here with his team up by 2 and 1.1 seconds left. And Alex Daniel wants to make sure that Murphy cannot move. Inbound to Briggs. That's the ball game as the Michigan City Wolves hang on for dear life in the 4th quarter and prevail tonight in this sectional preview 65-63. And if this is any indication, Class 4A Sectional 3 should be a wild affair indeed. A lot to talk about on the St. Joe County Police Department post-game show, including our player of the game and our electrifying play of the game. It comes your way next on the 46 Game of the Week.
Thanks for watching the WHME TV 46 High School Basketball Game of the Week, brought to you by
Michigan City can exhale now after a 65-63 win over South Bend Riley tonight here at Algae Oldham Gymnasium. Welcome inside the Martin Supermarket broadcast booth. Chuck Freeby, Bo Hunt, not a whole lot of popcorn left in this place after this one because people were stress eating in the fourth quarter tonight.
Yeah, what a game down at the end. I mean, just time management for Riley, just a great job. Foul trouble for Michigan City, and Riley took advantage of it, but they just didn't have enough to overcome the deficit.
The guy that really came through for Michigan City in the second half is their star, Jamie Hodges. He's standing by now with Craig Heatherly.
All right, we are here with the player of the game, Jamie. Had a tough few days, right? You were sick the last few days. Today you played with some foul trouble. But I want to talk about that first half. You were in foul trouble from the bench, watching your team perform really well. What was your thoughts about those guys out there and what they did?
I love watching my team play. I feel like they always play with energy. They always play together, playing tough. So, like, they always do good. So I'm never worried about the team.
One of the hardest things to do as a player is to play with foul trouble. What was your mindset coming into the second half, knowing that your team needed you out there on the floor, but you also had some fouls?
Play defense without my hands. I just try to, sit down on defense better without fouling. Stay out the way kind of, but not too much. Help more of no hands and just sliding.
We always say you don't rise to the occasion, you fall to the level of your training. You guys are 9-3 right now. Tell us about the team, the effort, the hard work you guys put into each day to get you to this point in the season.
In practice, we work hard every day. We always competing with each other. We talking to each other. We getting along, and we just bring it to the court every game. So, and as we go, we get better and better and better.
Well, fantastic second half. Congrats on the win. Good luck on the next one. Chuck, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Craig. And now it's time to look at our electrical workers, Local 153 electrifying play of the game. Craig mentioned you don't rise to the occasion, but Anthony Murphy was able to rise up on our electrifying play.
He definitely was. He was able to take a baseline here. You can see him coming down, throwing it down. Might have had a foul on that play, a bucket and one, but just a great job of really slamming it down for our electrifying play of the game.
So Tom Wells, Michigan City Wolves now 9-3 heading into the Friday night date with Valparaiso. I really like what I see from the Michigan City team. But Riley tonight showed some signs. It's kind of what we expected.
Yeah.
A little youthful inconsistency, but man, they're a dangerous 7-17.
Yeah, I mean, the ability to get up and down the floor, their ability to shoot the three, whether or not they make it or not, they can shoot it for sure. But Michigan City, they just were too much. They have too many seniors, too many leaders out there, too many experienced guys for Riley tonight.
What a fun one it was to bring to you. We hope you enjoyed it as much we enjoyed bringing it to you. Thanks to our TV 46 crew, headed up by our production manager, Dean Korsmo. And a reminder that we've got college basketball on the radio Friday night at 7 as the Purdue Boilermakers take on the Nebraska Cornhuskers. That's on 103.1 FM. And then there's more high school basketball for you Friday night. We'll have the live stream at 6 of the NECC Girls Tournament semifinal. We expect it to be Fairfield and Westview, and we'll bring it to you on TV 46 Friday night at 11 and Saturday morning at 9. Don't forget to follow us on social media on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Now, from our broadcast partners, the Hall of Famer Bo Hunt and our courtside reporter Craig Heatherly, it's Chuck Freeby. Again, the final, Michigan City 65, Riley 63. So long from the south side of South Bend.